there, this is Bridget Danner with Women's Wellness Collaborative here on Women's Wellness TV. And today we are going to cook what I'm calling an instant soup. So this is a lot healthier than dumping out soup from a can or making a soup in like some kind of microwave mix. But it's super quick. So I wanted to share what I've been having for lunch lately, and I think you're gonna enjoy it too. So honestly, you can kind of use whatever you have around, and usually I'll start with some, maybe some vegetables that are a little denser, like carrot or celery. And usually, like, I work from home, so I'll just make one bowl of the soup for myself. But if you have a family and you want to make it for 4, just kind of quadruple it. I would say always start with a broth, either one that you buy or that you make yourself. This is an organic beef broth, and it has a really nice rich flavor. So since we're making kind of a quick soup, you need something to give it flavor, and the broth is going to help a ton. So this soup is honestly so fast, like 5 or 10 minutes from start to finish. If you didn't use, I have some carrots boiling in here because I kind of had to start those early, but if you don't use those and you just want to throw in, fresh vegetables or something, it could be even faster. So this is a beef broth again, but you could use another broth if you like. And we're starting the carrots, and we'll add the cabbage and stuff in a minute. I'll just share with you too, since we're at the cabinet, I tried this recently. It's like a bone broth powder that is pretty nice ingredients, collagen and some like coconut milk. And it doesn't have any MSG, or like a lot of those bouillon cubes have a bunch of really fake junk in there that you do not want to eat. But this one is nice and clean. I would say it did not give me as good of a flavor in the soup as using an actual broth, but in a pinch you could use something like this. Okay, so now we're gonna add some of our lighter ingredients. And this is just soup for one, so you don't need a lot of ingredients at all. So don't like start going crazy over chopping. So I'm just gonna add the cabbage and the red pepper and let that cook for another couple minutes, and then we'll add the noodles. So this is a little higher quality rice noodle. It's a brown rice noodle. So, you might be able to find it in your area or an equivalent. And this says it just cooks in 1 minute, so it doesn't take long. I probably should have put a little more broth, but I'm gonna shove it in there and it'll get under there. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to add was the cashews. So I probably could have added them a little earlier, but they'll moisturize pretty quickly, so to speak. So yeah, again, it's like a nice source of fat and protein. Like if you don't eat meat, or you don't have any, kind of handy and ready to go, then you can just use some cashews. So I've definitely overcooked these noodles, so even though we didn't have a lot of water, I'm just gonna kind of sink it in there, and it'll still soften up pretty quickly. And then we can take it off the heat here and put it in a bowl. All right, so now we've got our soup in a bowl, and I didn't use maybe quite enough broth, so it's a bit more of a stew, but it's still gonna be really delicious. And like I said, those noodles softened up pretty easily, and it's just perfect. I decided to do this cilantro and green onion just like fresh on top. Might add some nice fresh texture and flavor, and then I pretty much always will use some sesame oil on top. So sesame oil will give it some Asian flavor, and for women it's good for our hormones, especially for making progesterone. So it has some beneficial oils that are a hormonal building block. So, and you can be pretty generous too. Like, I don't find it overpowering, so we'll put a little extra there. And I'm gonna use some of this gomayaso, or gomasio, maybe. I guess I've never really said it out loud, but this is like a little Japanese seasoning that has sesame seed, seaweed, and salt. So getting a little extra seaweed is nice for your thyroid, and then we're getting that sesame seed again, and it makes just a really nice texture as a topping. You can see there. And I had just like some chili lime seasoning here. I thought I'd add a little bit of kick to it. But you can really add anything you want. If you want to add some ginger, or I have some garlic here, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. The broth already gave it a nice flavor, but we're just adding layering on a little bit more flavor. And I'm just going to maybe put some of these fermented carrots on top to get a little bit of extra gut health benefit. And look how beautiful that is. And that was just a soup we made in 5 or 10 minutes at home. Super hearty, super satisfying, and yeah, a good healthy lunch. This is often a soup you need to have with a fork and a spoon because it's got a lot of hearty stuff in it. But we have other recipes that are kind of quick and easy and super healthy like this. They don't always have noodles, so you got a little lucky today. So check it out on our Women's Wellness TV channel.